Hello, and welcome to Explore English Podcast, the place where English becomes simple, enjoyable, and part of your everyday life. My name is Jack, and I'm very happy you're here today. If your dream is to speak English with confidence, understand native speakers more easily, and express your ideas naturally, then you're in the right place. Take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy today's lesson. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know every grammar rule. You don't have to memorize thousands of words before you start speaking. You only need one thing, a willingness to practice a little every day. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Today's topic is how to build daily English habits that help you speak naturally. Many English learners believe they need expensive courses. Some think they need to travel abroad. Others wait until they have perfect grammar before they speak. But here's the truth. None of those things are necessary. The most successful English learners are not always the smartest. They are not always the fastest learners. Instead, they are the people who practice consistently. Even 10 or 15 minutes every day can create amazing progress over time. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush them for 3 hours every Saturday. You brush them for a few minutes every day. Learning English works in a very similar way. Small daily habits are much stronger than long study sessions that happen only once in a while. So today, I'm going to share simple techniques that you can start using immediately. These ideas don't require special books. They don't require a teacher sitting next to you. And you can practice them almost anywhere. Whether you're walking, waiting for a bus, cooking dinner, or relaxing before bed, you can improve your English. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you a simple question. Why do you want to learn English? Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to study overseas. Maybe you enjoy watching movies without subtitles. Or maybe you simply want to speak with people from different countries. Whatever your reason is, keep it in your mind during today's episode. Your reason will become your motivation whenever learning feels difficult. Now, let's begin with our first habit. Habit number 1, listen before you speak. Many learners spend most of their time trying to speak. Speaking is important, of course. But have you ever noticed how children learn their first language? Before they say their first words, they spend months listening. They hear their parents. They hear conversations. They hear stories. Little by little, their brain begins to understand the sounds and patterns. You can train your English in the same way. The more English you hear, the more familiar it becomes. You start recognizing common words. You notice pronunciation. You understand how sentences naturally connect together. This is why listening is one of the most powerful daily habits. Now, here's something important. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Many learners stop listening because they think they must understand 100%. But that's not how language learning works. Even if you understand only half of what you hear, your brain is still learning. Every sentence teaches you something. Every conversation helps your ears become stronger. Imagine listening to rain. You don't count every drop. You simply become familiar with the sound. English works the same way. Let it surround you. Let it become a normal part of your day. You can listen while making breakfast. You can listen during a short walk. You can listen while cleaning your room. Even 10 minutes every day is valuable. Now let's do a short listening and speaking exercise together. I'll say a sentence. After a short pause, repeat it aloud. Ready? English becomes easier every day. Now you repeat. Excellent. Here's another one. I enjoy learning something new. Your turn. Very nice. One more. Every small step brings me closer to my goal. Repeat after me. Wonderful. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Progress is much more important than perfection. Every time you repeat a sentence, your mouth becomes more comfortable producing English sounds. That confidence grows little by little. Habit number 2, speak every day, even if you're alone. Here's a secret that many learners never discover. You don't need another person to practice speaking. Of course, conversations are helpful. But you can improve a lot simply by talking to yourself. At first, it may feel a little unusual. That's perfectly normal. But speaking to yourself gives you something very valuable. Practice without pressure. Nobody is judging you. Nobody is waiting for your answer. You can stop. You can think. You can try again. Let's imagine you're making tea. Instead of staying silent, describe your actions in English. You could say, I'm boiling some water. I'm looking for my cup. The tea smells wonderful. I hope today will be a good day. Simple sentences like these help English become part of your everyday thinking. Now imagine you're getting ready for school or work. You might say, I need to leave in 10 minutes. I forgot my notebook. I should check the weather. These are ordinary thoughts. But they become excellent speaking practice. You don't need difficult vocabulary. Simple English used every day is much more powerful than difficult words you never use. Let's practice again. Repeat after me. Today is a fresh beginning. Your turn. I believe in my progress. Repeat. As you continue building these simple habits, you'll notice something interesting. English will slowly stop feeling like a school subject. Instead, it will begin to feel like a language that belongs in your everyday life. And that change is one of the biggest turning points for every successful learner. Now, let's move to another habit that can make a huge difference. Habit number 3, think in English, one small idea at a time. Many learners have the same experience. Someone asks them a simple question in English. They know the answer. But before speaking, they first translate the sentence into their own language. Then they translate it back into English. This takes time. Sometimes it makes them nervous. And often, the conversation has already moved on. The good news is that you can train your brain to think more directly in English. You don't have to start with long conversations. In fact, it's much better to begin with very small thoughts. Imagine you wake up in the morning. Before checking your phone, say a few simple sentences in your mind. It's a new day. I slept well. I'm ready to learn. My room is quiet. The weather looks nice. These are easy sentences. But every time you create them without translating, your brain becomes faster. Now imagine you're eating breakfast. You can think. This tea is hot. I need another piece of bread. The coffee smells good. I'm hungry. Nothing complicated. Just simple thoughts about your real life. During the day, continue the same habit. When you're walking outside, notice what you see. There are many people. That building is very tall. The traffic is heavy today. The sky looks beautiful. At first, you may only think one sentence every few minutes. That's completely fine. Language learning is like planting a tree. You don't see the tree grow every day. But if you continue watering it, one day you realize it has become strong. Your English grows the same way. Little by little. Day by day. Now let's practice together. I'll say a sentence. Repeat it after me. I'm learning something useful today. Your turn. Very good. Here's another one. I don't need perfect English to communicate. Repeat. Excellent. One more. Every day, my confidence becomes stronger. Wonderful. Notice how natural these sentences feel. The more often you repeat positive, useful English, the easier it becomes to use similar sentences in real conversations. Now I'd like you to try a small challenge. Look around the room where you are right now. Can you describe 5 things in English? Maybe you see a chair. A window. A phone. A bottle of water. Describe each object with one short sentence. The chair is comfortable. The window is open. My phone is on the table. My bag is black. The water is cold. Congratulations. Without realizing it, you've already practiced speaking English. And you didn't need a classroom. You didn't need a textbook. You simply used the world around you. That's the beauty of daily practice. Habit number 4, read aloud and let your voice grow. Many people enjoy reading. Reading helps you discover new words. It improves your grammar. It teaches you useful sentence patterns. But if you only read silently, you're using just part of your learning ability. When you read aloud, something special happens. Your brain understands them. Your mouth produces the sounds. Your ears hear your own voice. All of these parts work together. This creates much stronger learning. Choose something that matches your level. A short story. A simple article. A conversation. Or even the subtitles from a video you've already watched. Read slowly. Don't rush. Focus on saying each word clearly. If you make a mistake, simply smile and continue. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They're signs that you're practicing. Let's imagine you're reading this sentence. Learning English is an exciting journey. Read it once slowly. Now read it again with a little more confidence. Finally, read it one more time as if you're speaking to a friend. Did you notice the difference? Your voice probably became smoother each time. That's exactly how fluency develops. Not by reading once, but by repeating with confidence. Let's do another exercise together. Repeat after me. Learning takes patience. Excellent. Practice makes improvement. Very nice. I enjoy challenging myself. Repeat. Fantastic. Now, here's another fun activity. Choose one paragraph from an English book. Read it aloud 3 times. The first time, read slowly. The second time, read naturally. The third time, imagine you're the storyteller. Use emotion. Smile when the story is happy. Lower your voice during serious moments. Become the character. This simple exercise improves pronunciation, rhythm, confidence, and expression all at the same time. You don't have to sound exactly like a native speaker. Your goal isn't to copy someone else's voice. Your goal is to speak clearly, comfortably, and confidently with your own voice. Every learner has a unique accent. And that's perfectly okay. Clear communication is always more important than sounding perfect. Now, let's combine everything we've learned so far. You listen. You repeat. You think in English. You read aloud. Notice something interesting. Each habit supports the others. Listening gives you ideas. Thinking helps you remember them. Reading teaches new expressions. Speaking turns knowledge into confidence. None of these habits needs hours of study. They simply need consistency. 5 minutes here. 10 minutes there. A few sentences during your lunch break. Another few while walking home. These tiny moments may not seem important today. But after 1 month. After 3 months. After 1 year. You'll look back and realize how much your English has changed. And that's the wonderful thing about daily habits. The results often appear slowly. But once they appear, they stay with you for life. Imagine meeting someone 6 months from now. They ask, "How did your English improve so much?" Your answer won't be, "I studied 12 hours in 1 weekend." Instead, you'll smile and say, "I practiced a little every single day." That's the real secret. Not perfection. Not talent. Consistency. And consistency is something every learner can choose. Consistency creates something that many learners are searching for. Momentum. When you practice every day, even for a short time, English begins to feel more familiar. You spend less time searching for words. You become more comfortable making sentences. And most importantly, you stop being afraid of making mistakes. Now, let's continue with another habit that can transform the way you learn. Habit number 5, turn everyday moments into English practice. One of the biggest misunderstandings about learning English is that practice only happens while studying. But real improvement often happens during ordinary moments. Think about how many small activities you do every single day. You wake up. You brush your teeth. You check your phone. You eat breakfast. You travel to school or work. You shop. You cook. You relax before going to bed. Every one of these moments is an opportunity to practice English. Let's imagine you're getting ready in the morning. Instead of staying silent, describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm washing my face. I need to choose my clothes. I think I'll wear my blue shirt today. Simple. Natural. Useful. Now imagine you're preparing breakfast. You could say, I'm making a sandwich. The eggs are almost ready. I need a glass of water. This smells delicious. Notice that none of these sentences are difficult. In fact, they're the kinds of sentences people use every day. That's exactly why they're so valuable. Learning useful English is much more important than memorizing difficult words you'll never use. Now let's practice together. Repeat after me. I enjoy learning through daily life. Your turn. Every small activity helps me improve. Excellent. English is becoming part of my routine. Wonderful. I'm getting better every single day. Very good. Now here's a fun challenge for you. Tomorrow, choose one activity that you do every day. Maybe it's making tea, walking your dog, cleaning your room, or riding the bus. Try describing the entire activity in English. Don't worry if your sentences are simple. Simple English spoken regularly is far more powerful than advanced English that stays inside a notebook. Habit number 6, build confidence by asking yourself questions. Here's something interesting. Conversations are really just questions and answers. So if you want to become better at conversations, why not practice both parts by yourself? Ask yourself easy questions. Then answer them aloud. For example, what time did I wake up today? I woke up at 7 o'clock. What did I eat for breakfast? I had toast and tea. What am I going to do this evening? I'm going to read a book. What made me smile today? My friend told me a funny story. These questions are about your real life. That makes your answers meaningful. As your confidence grows, make your answers a little longer. Instead of saying, I watched a movie, you could say, I watched a movie after dinner because I wanted to relax. It was funny, and I really enjoyed it. See the difference? One sentence becomes 3. 3 sentences become a short conversation. And little by little, speaking becomes easier. Let's do a short practice. I'll ask a question. Pause the audio and answer in your own words if you can. Ready? What is your favorite season? What do you usually do on weekends? What's one English word you learned recently? Who inspires you to keep learning? Excellent. There are no perfect answers. The important thing is speaking. Every answer is another step forward. Now I'd like to share something that many learners forget. Progress is not always easy to notice. Sometimes you feel like nothing is changing. But think about learning to ride a bicycle. At first, balancing feels impossible. Then one day, without realizing it, you're riding confidently. English works exactly the same way. You may not notice improvement today. Or tomorrow. But if you keep practicing, one day you'll understand a movie scene that seemed impossible before. You'll answer a question without translating. You'll have a conversation that feels natural. And in that moment, you'll realize all those small daily habits were working quietly in the background. That's why patience is one of the greatest skills an English learner can develop. Don't compare yourself with other learners. Everyone starts from a different place. Everyone learns at a different speed. The only person you should compare yourself with is the person you were yesterday. If you know one more word today, if you understand one more sentence, if you feel 1% more confident, then you've already succeeded. Now let's finish this section with a confidence exercise. Repeat after me. I am proud of my progress. Every mistake teaches me something new. I speak English with courage. I enjoy learning every day. My future becomes brighter each time I practice. Fantastic. Keep those sentences close to your heart. The words you repeat often become the thoughts you believe. And the thoughts you believe shape the confidence you carry into every conversation. As your confidence grows, you'll discover that English is no longer something you study only during lesson time. It becomes a natural part of your day. It appears in your thoughts, your reading, your listening, and eventually, in your conversations with people around the world. That's when learning becomes truly enjoyable. Not because it's easy, but because you can finally see the results of your effort. And once you begin seeing those results, you'll want to keep going. Because every new word opens another door. Every conversation creates another opportunity. And every day of practice brings you one step closer to becoming the English speaker you've always wanted to be. Every successful English speaker has one thing in common. They didn't become fluent in a single week. They didn't wake up one morning speaking perfect English. They improved one conversation, one sentence, and one habit at a time. And now, you're building those same habits. Before we finish today's episode, I'd like to share one final habit that connects everything we've learned. Habit number 7, celebrate small wins and never stop moving forward. Many learners only feel happy when they reach a big goal. Maybe they want to pass an exam, get a new job, travel abroad, or have a long conversation with a native English speaker. Those are wonderful goals. But if you only celebrate the finish line, you'll miss hundreds of victories along the way. Every new word you remember is a victory. Every sentence you speak without translating is a victory. Every English video you understand a little better is a victory. Every page you read is a victory. These small successes build confidence. And confidence keeps you learning. So, instead of asking yourself, am I fluent yet? Try asking, what did I learn today? Maybe you learned one useful expression. Maybe you pronounced a difficult word correctly for the first time. Maybe you understood a podcast without looking at subtitles. Those moments matter. Because they show that you're improving. Now, let's put everything together. Imagine your ideal English day. You wake up and think a few simple sentences in English. While getting ready, you describe your actions. On your way to school or work, you listen to an English podcast. During lunch, you learn one new word and use it in a sentence. In the evening, you read one short page from an English book. Before going to bed, you speak for 1 minute about your day. That doesn't sound impossible, does it? Most of these activities only take a few minutes. But together, they create a powerful daily routine. You don't need hours. You need consistency. Let's finish with one last speaking practice. As always, repeat after me. I believe in my ability to learn. Every day I become a stronger English speaker. I am not afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes help me improve. I enjoy practicing English. Learning English is part of my daily life. I will never stop learning. Excellent. Now, take a moment and think about how far you've already come. There was a time when even simple English sentences felt difficult. Today, you're listening to an entire podcast in English. That is progress. And you should be proud of yourself. Remember, fluency isn't about speaking quickly. It's about expressing your ideas clearly. It's about understanding others. It's about feeling comfortable using English in real life. So don't rush your journey. Enjoy it. Every sentence you read. Every word you hear. Every conversation you practice. Every mistake you correct. Every day you refuse to give up. All of these moments are helping build the English speaker you're becoming. One day, you'll listen to an old recording of yourself and smile. You'll notice how much your pronunciation has improved. You'll realize you can understand movies, podcasts, and conversations that once seemed impossible. Most importantly, you'll realize that confidence didn't arrive overnight. It grew because you kept showing up, even on the days when learning felt difficult. And that's what makes successful learners different. They continue. Not because every day is easy, but because they know every small step matters. Before we say goodbye, I have one small challenge for you. Starting today, choose just one habit from this episode. Only one. Practice it every day for the next 7 days. Don't worry about doing everything at once. Master one habit first. Then add another. Small habits become daily routines. Daily routines become lifelong skills. And lifelong skills create opportunities that can change your future. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I truly hope this episode encouraged you to keep learning and reminded you that every bit of practice counts. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow Explore English Podcast so you never miss a new lesson. Share this episode with a friend who's also learning English, because learning together makes the journey even more enjoyable. If you'd like, leave a comment telling me which daily habit you're going to start today. I'd love to hear about your progress. Until our next episode, keep listening, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself, and remember, you don't have to be perfect. You only have to keep going. This is Jack, and you've been listening to Explore English Podcast. Take care, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, and happy learning.